Hello and welcome to Lanier Speedway for the second round of the OGRL iRacing series. This week moving to the dirt ovals here in the beautiful state of Georgia at the Lanier Speedway for our dirt street stocks presentation, with 422 Connor Gibson-Leach starting on the pole alongside Kevin van der Bosch in 16. Then 15 is row 2 of James Eccles and 36 Roy Anderson. Number 12 is on row number 3 of Simon Broderick and 447 Adam Turner. Number 8 is behind that. That is going to be Paul Broderick and Scott Kinson at 145. A few cars struggling to get away there on the rolling start. Then we've got John Smith and Cal Fido on row 5. Row 6, Dave Ryan and Brett Ride. Row 7, Nigel Foster and Ben Singleton. Row 8 is Charlie Oxford and Zoe Niall McFerrin, a non-starter. And row 9 is Keir Twig. Okay, so one more rolling up and then we go racing with the grand final sight for the street stocks. So they're now making their way down the back straight then as they come towards the green flag then. Here we go then. 10-15 minutes in fact of street stock action. Green flag goes down. We're away and racing for the third and final time tonight. Gibson-Leach in 422 will lead as they make their way into turn 1. Anderson in the middle of it, and 8 goes sideways. So they're back in the order of Simon Broderick, I think that was, that went sideways in the 8 car. They made their way round to complete lap number 1 then, with 422 Gibson-Leach still your leader. 447 Turner dives to the inside of 36 Anderson. In 5th place it's the wall, and round in behind him goes the 8 car as well. So got tangles all over the place in turn 1. And unsurprisingly we go yellow flags for the first time, as unfortunately had a pile up at turn 1. 447 Turner went sideways and then was collected as he came back across the track by the number 8 car. It was left with nowhere to go of Paul Broderick, so he was the one that clashed into the side of Adam Turner there. So the yellow flags come out for the first time this afternoon in tonight's final. So Gibson-Leach will lead the field then on the restart. Second place is going to be 16 of Kevin van der Bosch, with James Eccles running third in 15. Behind them is the number 12, and the number 12 car is driven by Simon Broderick in this race. So everybody now just keeping themselves nice and steady round on a few laps behind the pace truck whilst we sort the problem out. It occurred down at turn 1 when the number 8 car of Paul Broderick hit the spinning 447 Adam Turner. You can just see the yellow flag still off down there from the rostrum. The lights are out on the pace truck, which gives the suggestion we're probably going to go green at this time, as in generally motor racing, when the light is out on the pace vehicle, whatever that may be, we tend to go green next time. Yet the field backs off, the pace truck pulls in, and we're about to go racing. Attempt number 2 at today's street stock final. Green flag goes back out, and Gibson-Leach gets away in the head of the affairs. There's Cal Fido, number 6, and we get a snake on there. So 12 in 10th place. 447 Turner makes way up into 5th place on the inside of that. Looks to be 145 Kinson, who ran wide at turns 1 and 2. So 422 Leach leads the way from 16 in 2nd place. So Broderick has dropped a little bit back in the 12 car, but Van der Bosch is challenging for the lead in 16. They've got Eccles behind them in 15, the man from Chorley in Lancashire. The cars using the lower line, but that lower line will go off as the race unfolds. We saw in the heat races earlier on that even a slightly shorter race than this, the inside line was getting very, very slick come the end of heat 1, which made heat 2 a very challenging race indeed, as the track wasn't regraded between the 2 heat races. The cars joining heat 2 will have had a minor disadvantage. They don't like a slick track. If they liked a slick track though, it was probably the race ideally for them. So 422 has briefly gone a missing but reappears. Studio leader at 16 is really there trying to get through. Got a spinner at turn 4, but they have rejoined affairs. That was 36 Roy Anderson that went around down there, and he's going to go around again in front of the leaders and collects our leader. Our leader's gone. The top 3 have all gone out. Oh, back to the carnage on the far side as well. The number 9 car is broadside across the track. That looked to be the 30 car was broadside as well of Dave Ryan. He's taken with the 83 of Singleton. So absolute carnage out there in this one for the street stocks. Turner goes back to the pits. The yellow flag, unsurprisingly, is out. We had two pile-ups simultaneously. The leaders come together on turn 2. As on the far side, all carnage broke loose going into turn 3, with cars scattering every which direction, as it looked as if Turner may have gone on the far side, and the whole field just sort of pile drove into the side of him. So that was a yellow flag stoppage on lap number 9. Your new race leader is going to be number 15 of James Eccles. So he's your new leader at the moment. He took the lead as the yellow flags came out with the demise of Connor Gibson-Leach after he tangled with Kane van der Bosch and Roy Anderson at turn 1. There's Scott Kinton in 145, who currently runs in the 5th position after having a bit of a slower start than we expected, but has now managed to climb the order a little bit. He got past Cal Fido just before the yellows came out, along with John Smith as well. In 619 he managed to get past there, Smith behind him. Fido's in fact back ahead of Kinton now, so they must have swapped back places as the yellow flags came out. So everyone just keeping it nice and then as they come round to take another restart. This is of course our second race stoppage in this final. A 15-minute race in all. Anyway, pace truck pulls back in, we get a green flag back out, and away we go with the resumption of tonight's street stock final. With James Eccles, you can see a big graze on the side of Kane van der Bosch's car after he tangled early doors. 145 Kinton trying the high line there, he might get round the outside, we'll have a look. 16 Fide trying the high line as well, but 619 Smith is there and he's inside. Oh, car on the wall, turn 1. I think that could be Roy Anderson rejoining us from the pit, but he, I think, clipped the barrel on the way out of pit lane. 422 Gibson-Leach making some headway, gives the bumper to the number 8 car of Paul Broderick and pushes him aside and goes through on the inside. That may be a bit of a looking to, but of course the X system is in play tonight, and if you get 5 X's you get Doctor Place, and the yellow flags I think have just been thrown again. I can just see the yellow lights flashing. So I'm not quite sure what the cause of the stoppage is this time, but we've got another yellow flag coming out, the 3rd yellow flag of the race already. 15 is the leader of James Eccles. He kept the lead for that rather short but sweet green flag run. There's absolute chaos in this race. Most of the racing so far today has been pretty laid back from the street stocks. The 2 heats have been fairly quiet affairs, but everybody turned the wick up for the final quite clearly here with the amount of stoppages we're having. A few coming together by the looks of it around the circuit. Number 12 are in 2nd place still of Simon Broderick from 16 Van der Bosch. 619 Smith is now 4th, and 5th place is number 6 of Cal Fido, who's almost been collected there by Kinton as they go round under yellows. The front of the field checked up, which caused the back of the grid to have to do likewise, and the back of the grid didn't really have the time to react there. 422 Gibson-Leach making a comeback up the grid. He's in 7th place after tangling with the 16 and 36 cars earlier on, which brought out our 2nd yellow flag of the race. So very much a case of can James Eccles hold at the front then. He's looking largely in charge after inheriting the lead. I'm not quite sure what's happening with this restart though. The pace truck pulls in, a few cars getting really bunched up behind. A couple of cars maybe going double file on that restart. They'll probably be looked at, but the green flag goes back out and Kinton straight away into the wall at turn 1. Not quite sure what the line was there, but he's lost a place to Gibson-Leach, who also goes down the inside of the number 6 of Fido. Kinton really trying that high line. It might very well work if the race unfolds, but at the moment he's not looking as if it might. It's so on. Oh, number 6 of Fido's gone sideways. Has he been tagged there, I wonder, by Kinton in 145? I think he was, but Fido's rejoined. Kinton, I'm afraid to say, hasn't. And therefore, surprise, surprise, we go back to yellow flags again. Somebody's from bumpers lying in the middle of the track on the home straight, so who that belongs to, I'm not sure. Our marshals might pick it up and say it's on eBay tomorrow. But the yellow flags come out with another race stoppage. I think we got the grand total of a lap and a half on that restart, maybe even only half a lap, but another very short stint there as we come through to get our 4th race stoppage done and dusted with. So cars once again slowly round behind the pace car, as has been most of the race. There's the question 2's lost their front bumper. It's the 17 car Brett Ride that's lost the front bumper. So the marshals will have to go and recover that. The 17 car can still continue without the front bumper, of course. It's a bit lighter than it was at the start of the race. Number 9 has also lost the front bumper as well. So that is the Cairn Twig entry, number 9, that's lost the front bumper for the driver from Rotherham in South Yorkshire. So a few cars minus some body panels. But Eccles, Broderick and Van der Bosch is the top 3. Smith is next in 4th. And then 5th place is 422 Gibson Leach. Okay, pace car departs us, and we get another green. Great restart from James Eccles, really caught the field napping there and got away at the front. The green flag goes back out. 16 Van der Bosch chucks the car sideways, tries to get down the inside of number 12 on the far side of Simon Broderick, but the door is kept very firmly shut from the Grantham-based racer. And a bit of contact there as 422 Gibson Leach gets a little bit of a nudge there from 619 Smith coming out of the bend. That's the 4th place battle, and now Broderick goes in with the bumper on the back of the 619 car, shifts him aside and goes through for 5th place. Not a conventional overtaking street stocks, I grant you, but he got the job done, and provided he didn't get 5x or above, he won't get dock places for that. So they come through. 15 Eccles still leads, 422 Gibson Leach. So the one we're focusing on now, and we've got another one that's gone wide. 447 Turner's gone wide, and unsurprisingly the yellow flags are out again. There we go, yellow flag number 5. So yellow flags out. I suspect 447 Turner may have spun it as he was coming to be lapped, and suddenly appeared very abruptly out of nowhere. So as you can see, the race is once again neutralised. The order has changed very little on that green flag. The only change really is John Smith has gone from 4th to 6th. That's at the head of the field. In the midfield it may have changed a little bit more. 36 Anderson is going to come and take his lap back. Likewise will possibly be Turner in 447. The 83 car thought about taking a lap back and then didn't do so. 36 Anderson has now managed to spin his way around as they went to unlap themselves. So Anderson is going to try really hard to get that lap back now, but he may just be told to fall back into line as he did spin. Once again in the middle of the field, getting a little bit congested there, as you can see. So Anderson takes his lap back. He's got to run round to the back of the grid to rejoin the tail end of the field. So the pace truck is, I think, looking to pull off this time. The field has dropped back from it, which is normally a sign we're going to go. Yep, it's in, and we're going to go racing once more. Okay, green flag goes back in the air, and we resume the race as we get underway once more. So are they going to go to the end on the greens, I wonder? We'll find out. They go to the back straight for the first time on the restart. The field has already split in half a little bit here as 15 leads. Number 8 of Broderick is making some good headway as well. Paul Broderick, he started the race in 8th position after a 4th place in his heat. Of course, with street stocks you run 2 half-car heats, and the results of the race decide the grid. The qualifying just dictates what heat you go in, so even numbered cars go in heat 2 and odd numbered cars go in heat 1. Oh, back straight, got a tangle, and I think we've just lost our leader. We have indeed. So on lap number 32, James Eccles departs us, and Gibson Leach impales himself on the end of the pit lane and gets jacked up, and oh my goodness, whip into the air goes the 422 cars. Eccles goes in over the rear end completely accidentally, of course. Now, are we going to go yellows for that? It looks like we're staying green for now. Oh, another big clash as well, as I think we've just seen 422 rejoin and clear the fence. And yep, yellow flags come out again. So yellow flags come out. Now, the 12 car Broderick had just taken the lead before the yellow flags came out. I suspect the cause of stoppage that time was the tangle between Connor Gibson Leach and James Eccles away on turn 4 after 422 somewhat impaled himself on the end of the pit lane entrance. Now, a couple of cars are lapping themselves. 447 Turner is one of them. There's another one going round the outside as well. That's, I think, 145 Kinton also trying to get his lap back as well. Another one on the inside coming through of 36 Roy Anderson getting his lap back once again. So Roy comes past pace truck. Now, are we going to finishing this race under caution, I wonder? I think we're going to get a couple more laps in if we go green in the next couple of laps or so. This is caution number 6. There's John Smith in 619, currently running in the 4th position on the road. Of course, penalties may be applied. Okay, so the green flag goes back down, and away we go with hopefully our final attempt at our street stock grand final. So can Broderick hold on to do the distance, I wonder? Well, 16 runs. Oh, big crash at turn 1. 53's gone. So 619 and 17. And the yellow flags come out, and that will declare the race. So we're not going to get a restart in the time. So the race will conclude its final few laps under the waved yellows. And as a result, that means number 12, Simon Broderick, will be the winner. So the flags come out. There's turn 2, we had trouble. 53, Nigel Foster was involved. There was also 17, Brett Ride in there. So a rather unfortunate ending to the Street Stocks Grand Final. We're hoping to have a nail-biting finish, but alas, it was not to be. And as per the rules for the OGRL Dirt Oval and Tarmac Oval racing this year, there is no green-white checkers. So the racers, if they go caution in the last few laps, will probably finish under caution. We had the same situation happen. There's the checkered flag. 12 wins it, 16 second, 88 will be across the line in 3rd. 4th is going to go to 619 and 5th number 6. But that's before penalties are applied, of course. And that concludes our Street Stock Grand Final here at Lanier Speedway tonight. And we thank all the drivers for their support on this evening's race programme. So cars will make their way back to the pits. A few cars have decided to do a few slightly quicker laps just around the night out, as they didn't get a huge amount of distance under green flag conditions in that one. And oh, what an entrance to the pit lane there, as Paul Broderick manages to spin into the pit lane perfectly and park straight up in his pit stall. So the race concludes, and a full result will be confirmed in Discord in the coming days.